Four corpses disinterred, but only one to be decorated. With a blindfold on, he picked you, a new coffin, your reward for bravery. Or perhaps you were not brave. Perhaps you were foolish and led astray, or a sadist with military stripes. Perhaps you were terrified and alone, cowering in the trench and dreaming of home. On a gun carriage pulled by 6 horses, you were paraded through crowd-lined streets, your executioners, your pallbearers. You were already lost to history, but what does it mean to be forgotten twice over? I wonder about your family, for they were unknown too. Did they make it to Whitehall that day, unwitting mourners at their son's funeral? Would it have eased their grief to know that you were buried amongst kings? And does it even matter, now that all you are is headstone and wreath? They were buried in a mass grave at Goose Green, 18 in total. But that's not what our Gaz would have wanted. Aldershot through and through, he'd say. Like Odysseus yearning for home, but more dead. I don't know much about Rupert Brooks, but I doubt he ever saw the Falklands. And what's the point of beating the Argies if Tommy gets stuck in that foreign sounding cemetery? 8,000 miles is an awful long way to walk, and I doubt Nan's heart is up to it either. And Jane ain't been the same since. Says she keeps seeing his face in crowds and how, if he's not here, it's like it didn't even happen. I mean, this isn't the way she wanted him to return, but at least he kept his promise. One way or another, he said, I'll make it home. It was midday by the time I arrived in that sleepy market town in Wiltshire where cliches roll off the teleprompter like hearses down the high street. In the crowd, the journos were already jockeying for the best spot. That midway point down the main road where the cortege would stop and the families would try to hold it together for the cameras, while at home, viewers ogled the TV screen as if this were just a strangely somber episode of Britain's Got Talent. Further down the road, the bodies are unloaded off a plane in that nowhere land between violence and domesticity. Andrew, Patrick, and George's cross on the coffins, an ironic crucifixion. The pallbearers, struck with grief, struggle to walk in straight lines as the funeral coach awaits its morbid cargo. Back in town, the crowd is swelling, growing fat and round with anticipation, and across the UK, people are tuning in to catch this afternoon's performance of The Nation. The families now practice their dignified sobs while the faceless camera operators pull focus and prepare for the money shot, and back at that midway spot, the hearse is now approaching and the collective sense of dread encroaching on that pure, undisturbed market town idyll. The ghosts of all the other servicemen repatriated here line up along the streets to pay their respects. A spectral British Legion eager to meet the newest members, as sign-up's been awful quiet since late November, and today they're getting 8. The bells ring in the coffins and we all cry together. Tears streaming down the high street, ankle deep, and me trying not to get my shoes wet withdraw from the crowd, who, now corpulent and distended, don't even notice as I walk off by myself, muttering something about Paul Gilroy and how I never really liked Princess Anne anyway.